So let's talk about something I think we've all felt. You join a group, maybe a team or a club, and it's got these amazing ideals. But then things go sideways. Well, today we're diving into how you can actually help fix it from the inside. And let me tell you, the answer, it's probably not what you're thinking.
I mean, really think about it. You find this group, you're all in, right? You believe in what they're doing, the energy is high. But then time passes. And the reality? It's just not quite what you signed up for. It's less about the mission and more about something else. Super frustrating, right?
So what if I told you the most powerful thing you can do is absolutely nothing? I know, it sounds totally crazy. Our gut tells us to fight, to argue, to make our case, but we're about to unpack how stepping back, this kind of strategic inaction, might just be the most powerful tool you've got.
First things first, we've got to diagnose the problem. Let's call it the social club problem. This is what happens when a group just kind of drifts away from what it was supposed to be about in the first place.
And this is where that disconnect really hits you. You walk in expecting this hub of self-improvement, a place with a real purpose. But what you get? Well, it feels more like a social club where egos are running the show and the main currency is gossip and negativity. It's a total letdown and can really drain your energy. All right, so you're in that situation. What do? The first step is to completely flip how you think about it. It all starts with realizing that your very presence, just you being in the room, is a powerful force. And this is a really big one. Think about it. When you're just sitting there physically present, while the gossip starts flying or someone's ego is completely out of control, your silence can look a whole lot like approval. You could be screaming on the inside, totally disagreeing, but just by being there, you're accidentally giving it a thumbs up.
Okay, so picture this. Your presence, your attention, your energy is like cash. It's a currency. And every time you show up to a meeting or join a conversation, you're spending it. So the real question you have to ask yourself is, what am I buying with my presence? Are you investing it in the good stuff, the real mission? Or are you accidentally funding all the negativity? You know, there's this metaphor about putting guards on the West Gate. And it's not just about keeping new people out. It's about us. It's about guarding our own conduct. Before we start pointing fingers at what's going wrong around us, we have to take a hard look in the mirror. Are we part of the problem, even if it's just by being quiet?
Which brings us right to the heart of this whole thing. If your presence can accidentally approve of bad behavior, well then, your strategic absence can send a really powerful message. Let's dig into how that actually works.
Now, there's a term for this, Masonic Presence, but honestly, the idea applies everywhere. It's basically a silent protest. And look, this isn't about making a big scene and storming out. Not at all. It's about this quiet, dignified, and very deliberate choice to just not feed the beast. You're refusing to give your energy to the stuff that's tearing the group down.
I absolutely love this way of thinking about it. It's so simple, but so profound. You don't have to get into pointless arguments. You don't need to fight ego with more ego. You just become the alternative. You turn on a light by being the example of what the group should be, and that makes all the negative stuff stand out for what it is. So what does this actually look like in practice? It's a pretty simple two-step protocol. Step 1, just refuse to validate. That's it. When the conversation veers into gossip or negativity, you just don't participate. No nodding along, no adding your 2 cents. Step 2, you set the frequency. You become that calm, kind, focused person who keeps gently pulling the conversation back to why you're all there in the first place. Now, this might all sound a bit passive, but trust me, it's anything but. In fact, one of the most proactive things you can do is pull out a tool we often forget about, especially when we feel like we're under attack. And that tool is kindness. This line from Charlie Chaplin is just perfect here. When you're up against someone who's all ego and aggression, trying to outsmart them is a fool's game. It just feeds the fire. The thing that truly disarms them, the most effective response, is often just simple kindness and gentleness.
Yeah, check this out. It shows the 2 paths so clearly. Our gut reaction? It's the jump into the ring, to get into a power struggle, to fight their ego with our ego. But the smarter way, the truly observant way, it's to respond with this quiet dignity, to just stay detached and not let their outbursts get to you.
And that's really the secret weapon here. When you refuse to get emotionally hooked by the drama, you hold on to all your power. Their negativity just bounces off you because you're not letting it in.
That emotional detachment becomes your shield, and it lets you act with purpose instead of just reacting with anger.
Okay, let's wrap this all up with a super practical tool you can start using literally today in any conversation. It's called the 3-gate filter.
So before you jump in, before you react to something negative, just mentally run what you're about to say through these 3 little gates. First gate, is this kind? Simple enough. Second gate, is this necessary? Like really, truly necessary to say right now? And the third gate, does this actually protect the harmony of the group, or does it just add to the noise? And that's the final question, isn't it? If what you're about to say isn't kind, or it isn't necessary, or it's actually going to hurt the group's harmony, what is the single most powerful, strategic, and dignified thing you can possibly do in that moment?
Yep, silence. And this is the key. It's not weakness. It's not giving in. It's actually an incredible act of strength. It's a deliberate choice. You're choosing to hold on to your currency, to stop funding the negativity. You're protecting your own peace, and in your own quiet way, you become the light in the room.